Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Tuesday. If it's Tuesday, it's True North Tuesday, and it means that Laurie's going to do some teaching. I know you love it. Let me get up the comments section here. Looks like there's a few people already here. Oh, I'm so glad. I have a couple of my wonderful friends have already joined us. They made some updates to StreamYard, and so it's like every week it's a brand new experience. Oh, yes, and another friend. So 3 of my friends are here today. I'm so excited. Did I do True North Tuesday last week from the new office? I can't remember. I think I did it at home. Maybe I did it here. I don't remember. The weeks are starting to blur together all of a sudden. So super exciting. Yesterday I received the stickers for my sound lounge. I'm going to be introducing VAT, which is vibroacoustic therapy. You lay in a bed and there's vibration beneath it. And my good friend, if you're out in Seattle, my good friend Piper, he owns the High Vibe Sound Lounge. And then I have my own sticker now. Look at this. It's the Inner Compass Sound Lounge. And it's, of course, on my favorite mug with all my other stickers. And one of my friends is here. She'll recognize this. This is a meditation that we do on Tuesdays right after this with Piper. And I can't remember the name of it right now. But my friend will pop on and she'll say, oh, it's called this, because she does it more regularly than I do. But welcome, everybody. Welcome, Belted Kingfisher. I know who you are. We went to high school together. My friend Lynn, Meta Prayer. Thank you. The Meta Prayer, or Meta. I've also heard it called Meta Meditation. Either one. Look it up. It's great stuff. It's great. It's, to bless yourself as well as eventually you get to every living being on earth. So we also have Lynn. Welcome, Lynn. And Sherry is here. Welcome. Sherry says, happy Tuesday. And she greeted both Lynn and myself. I'm excited. I'm excited for today. So I showed you my new sticker. I'm in my new office space. Tomorrow the painters are coming and are going to tape everything and pull things away from the walls. And then on Friday, they're going to come and actually paint. I wish I had my little swatches here. They're actually hanging on the wall over there. You probably can't see them, but I'm super excited. Things are starting to come together. The waiting room is in waiting. So there's no chairs or anything out there yet. So I want to build my business a little bit. And then I will purchase things for the waiting room. Most of my stuff is online, but eventually people are going to be coming in here, not only, for some life coaching, but also to use the VAT table, the vibroacoustic therapy bed. It's a bed or a table. You could call it either thing, I think. Okay, so let's get started. So welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's True North Tuesday. I'm so happy that you're here today. And just a reminder, I'm Laurie Lynnsee, and I help midlife women reconnect with themselves so they can trust their intuition, regulate their nervous systems, and live from their inner wisdom instead of fear, people-pleasing, and self-doubt. I'm sure that's not you. That's right. It's not you. Or it's somebody you don't want to be anymore. Show pictures of the paint. Okay, hold on. I will go get them. Hold on. So y'all got to see me. Do my CMT walk. I don't walk like a normal person, but that's okay. So this first one is Wallflower, and it's a little light pink color. I don't know if it's coming across as that, but then a little deeper, kind of a mauve purplish color. This one's called Thistle, and this one's called Wallflower, and they're from Sherwin-Williams. So shout out to Sherwin-Williams. I went yesterday, and this adorable young lady was helping me, and I was just like, I don't know anything about painting, and she just held my hand and walked me through it. No, you can interrupt anytime you want, my friend. You can interrupt anytime you want. But everybody got to see me walk. So let's continue on. So whether you're joining us for the first time or you were with me for Meditation Monday last night, you're going to start seeing a theme going on. So on Mondays, I send out a newsletter that has some teaching in it. On Monday evening, we do Meditation Monday together. And then Tuesday, we do True North Tuesday. And then later in the week, I'm hoping for Thursday afternoon, my podcast drops. And it all kind of fits the same theme. So if you didn't have a chance to participate in Meditation Monday, you can go to my YouTube page, and I'll probably be posting it on Facebook today. So this month in the Inner Compass community, we are exploring a theme I'm incredibly excited about, and it's called the Coherent Heart. And I want to begin with a simple question. Has your body ever known something before your mind could explain it? So take a moment and just think about that. Have you ever had a time when you just knew something and it wasn't in your mind, but you just knew something? Because I have a feeling many of us have experienced that. Have you ever noticed? Have you ever walked into a room and immediately sensed something felt off before anyone even spoke? For me, that's like a daily, multiple times a day occurrence. But for some of you, that might happen occasionally. Or have you ever met someone for the very first time and instantly felt comfortable with that person? So it wasn't your brain probably telling you that. Or maybe you've had that knot in your stomach. Have you ever felt a knot in your stomach and that feeling that you could not explain, only to discover later there was something going on? I think most of us have stories like these. The interesting question isn't that this happens. I think the interesting question is what are we actually noticing? So I'm curious. One of the things I love most about science is that it asks questions. So for those of you who are new to me, I was a teacher for 30 years. And yes, I taught at the elementary level, but I did teach science. And a part of teaching is that I encourage questions, and I have questions myself. And I always was the teacher that would say, you know what? Especially if I didn't know the answer, I would say, you know what? I don't know the answer to that, but let's see if we can find that answer together. Because kids have questions, and sometimes it's such an off-the-wall question that you couldn't possibly store that information in your brain. And that served me well in my life, because now I don't feel like I have to know all the answers, but I do have the tools to find the answers. One of the things I also love about spiritualism is it also asks questions too. And neither one of them begin with certainty. So often people will say to me things like, can you tell me if I should marry this person? And I'll be like, no, I can't tell you that. Or you should know for certain what's going to happen next, or who's going to win an election. Spirituality is not about certainty. It's about feeling the energy in that moment. So keep that in mind. You know what? Spirituality and science, they both begin with curiosity. And that's exactly what we are doing this month. We're not trying to prove anything. I'm not trying to prove anything to you. And I'm not trying to convince you of anything. We're just simply asking what happens when we become calm enough to notice ourselves and what's happening in our bodies. Let's talk about the heart, because the heart is the big part of what we're talking about this month. And many of you probably think about the heart as just the pump in your body. And it really keeps us alive. I just moved my phone because it buzzed. And I know that on StreamYard, any extra little noise is like super loud for the audience. So I just removed my phone off my desk. So the heart keeps us alive. And of course, all that's true. But you know what? There's research out there that's discovering something fascinating about the heart. And it's that the heart and the brain are constantly communicating with each other. They're sending information back and forth through the nervous system. The heart isn't simply waiting for instructions from the brain. Nope. It's part of an ongoing conversation. Now, there isn't so much research. Now, there is still so much more that research is learning. Yep, I'm reading the script. Yep. Laurie, read the script. Now, there's still so much that researchers are learning, and I think that's exciting because every new discovery reminds us how beautifully connected our bodies really are, and they are. It's not separate things happening all by themselves. It's all working together, and the universe made it that way. So what happens when we slow down? Last night, if you had the opportunity to participate in Meditation Monday, we practiced something incredibly simple. We slowed our breathing. We brought attention to our hearts. We noticed our bodies. That's it. Nothing fancy, nothing complicated. And again, if you're interested in listening and mostly listening to that meditation, it's on my YouTube page. And breathing actually is a way to communicate with your body and to settle your body enough so you can listen. And as all we did was notice. And sometimes that's where the biggest shifts begin. Not because we're focusing or forcing change, but because we're finally paying attention. You know, there's so many distractions, and I know I talk about this every Tuesday, is that we are inundated with information, breaking news, notifications on our phones, the constant, I don't know the answer to this, so I'm going to Google it. That's constant input. Scrolling through TikTok at 3 a.m. watching, cute little puppy dog videos. It's all input. And our body, our mind, our central nervous system wasn't made for all of this input. So here's something to wonder about. What if clarity doesn't always come from thinking harder? What if sometimes clarity comes because we become quieter? So I think the old adage is the harder we work, the easier the answers will come, or the easier something will come to us. But maybe it has to do with getting quieter. What if intuition isn't something mysterious that is only given to a few people? And I'm here to tell you, you all have intuition. Now, you might be defining intuition as the woo-woo, clairvoyant, clairsentient, all those clairs. It's not that. It's something that was programmed into us by our creator. We all get that spooky feeling when we're in a building and it's kind of dark. Or, a dog is rushing at us and we have fear. That's intuition. Nobody's telling us that we should be afraid. It's our body telling us. Or that we meet someone and we're instantly connected to them. Our mind isn't telling us that. It's our body. It's our central nervous system. So what if a relationship, what we need to do with intuition is strengthen it. It's like a muscle. So if you never use your muscles, what happens to your muscles? They just kind of go and they're done, right? So intuition's the same thing. Think of it as a muscle in your body. And we learn to strengthen it by listening. Now, remember, I don't have all the answers, but I think they are wonderful questions. And I'd love to hear from you. If you have questions or want to add to this conversation, please, 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 please add to the comments. And if you're watching the replay, add to the chat. Let's discuss it. Because the true purpose of True North Tuesday is a discussion. And right now, I'm creating a script so we can get the conversation rolling. But eventually, I want to come on here and have it be like a Q&A. So people can ask questions and we can have conversations. That's my ultimate goal for True North Tuesday. So if you're watching live and you have questions or want to comment, leave it in the comments. If you are watching the replay, add to the chat because what you say might appear next week in True North Tuesday. So have you ever experienced a moment when your body knew before your mind? Let's talk about that. Or maybe you noticed something completely different. These aren't wrong answers here. One of my favorite parts about this community is that we learn from each other. And if you ask the group, my founding circle that comes every week to True North Tuesday, one of my favorite things about that group is that we learn from each other. I am just a facilitator. So I may set up the structure of it, but I'm interested in what people have to say. So all of a sudden, okay, your experiences may help someone else recognize their own and what's going on with them. And that's so true. Often I'll sit in lectures or I will be watching something on YouTube or something, and I'll read something in the comments and I'll say, oh, I need to know that information. But before I read it, I didn't know I needed to know that information. So I think that, spurring conversation gets us all learning. And a lot of people say, I needed to know that, but I didn't know I needed to know that. So let's do this month's compass practice. And over the next few days, I'd like you to try something. Whenever you catch yourself overthinking, I want you to pause. Take a slow breath and bring awareness to the center of your chest. And that's called the heart area of your chest. Remember, it's all about heart coherence this month. So bring awareness to your chest. And then ask yourself this simple question. What is my heart noticing right now that my mind hasn't put words to yet? What is my heart noticing right now that my mind hasn't put words to yet? And don't rush an answer. Just become curious. Sometimes curiosity opens doors that certainty will never open. So I'm just looking in my chat. Sherry says the prickling, tingling feeling for me is a watch out sign. I love that. I have a friend that when she feels super connected to something or she feels really aligned, she gets that prickly feeling in her feet and it starts moving up her legs. So same probably sensation, but it has different meanings for different people. So I think it's important to recognize that just because one person has a feeling in their body, they know what it means. Other people have the same feeling in their body, but it's interpreted differently. So anyone else want to share? And that's okay if you don't. So looking ahead, what's going to happen the rest of this week? Well, it's the Inner Compass podcast, and that's coming up on Thursday. It'll be posted Thursday afternoon on my YouTube and on my social medias. And we're going to explore the fascinating science of heart-brain communication in greater depth. And I'm going to be talking about Heart Math Institute. And you're going to hear that a lot over this month. Oh, Lynn just commented, last night we were told to inhale into our hearts and exhale out. And she wants to know, how do you do that? You asked that same question last night, Lynn. So it's just focusing your attention in that area and just be in that area. And it takes practice. For me, my mind can immediately go there. But for you, you might have to really think about what's happening in that area of your body. What do you feel in that area of your body? What are you noticing? Like right now, I have a fluttery heart. And you know why? It's because my central nervous system is activated. And you know why? It's because I'm live and I want to make sure I'm doing a good job and I'm communicating what I need to say. So I feel that. I feel my heart is beating a little bit quicker. It's not out of control, but I know that I'm on alert. Let's just put it that way. What do you notice in that area, Lynn? What does it feel like? Start there. And then breathe through that. Just keep your mind focused in that area. We're going to get you there. I promise. We're going to get you there. So in the podcast, I'm going to be talking about what researchers have discovered from the heart-brain connection and what they're still investigating. So it's very science and very woo-woo put together. It's at that intersection of science and spirituality having to do with the heart-brain connection. And why this conversation matters is not just about our health, but it's how we navigate everyday life with greater awareness and self-trust. And I see people are jumping in the chat. For me, it's like a glowing ember in my chest. Oh, I love that. That's a good way to describe it because it's warmth and it has a color for you. So I love that. But like I said earlier, Lynn, everybody's going to feel it differently. And these are great ways to describe it, like a burning ember in your chest. For me, I could feel my heart beating a little bit faster right now. And so I'm breathing through that. Thank you, Monica, for sharing about the ember in your heart. So I hope you will join me in the Inner Compass podcast. It's going to be available, as I said, Thursday afternoon. So thank you so much for spending this time with me today. And remember, this month isn't about becoming someone new. I know you've never heard me say that before. It's about becoming more connected to the person you have always been. And until next time, keep following your inner compass. And I hope you all have a beautiful week. And before I let you go, I'm just going to keep an eye on the chat. Maybe more people have something to say. But I shared last night that I got a new tarot deck, and oh my gosh. Yes, Laurie reads tarot, and she does oracle cards. But this is the banned book tarot that somebody, I said somebody because I just heard somebody on the roof. But I got this last week when we went on a little book tour of some bookstores just north of here to place our books in those bookstores. And I found this banned book tarot. So I'm super excited. Yes, I am going to get back to doing Love and Light. I know some people have reached out to me and said, where are you? What are you up to? And as Monica said in the thing, you're a busy lady. Yeah, I'm a busy lady right now, but things will calm down. But I love this deck. I just want to show you a few things in the deck. So it has the regular major arcana. So the Fool happens to be Huckleberry Finn. So they're all banned books. And then when it gets to the different suits, it's not cups and swords. It's something different. I want to read it because people are getting so clever. They're getting so clever with these tarot. So instead of wands, it's called the words. And instead of cups, it's inkwells. Are you catching a theme here? It has to do with books. The swords is the pen, and the pentacles is paper. So, yeah, this is a great deck, and I just bought it at a local bookstore just north of me. Are you still planning to release your second book in November? Well, I'm hoping to, but I set a deadline for June 1st to get it to the editors, and it's like July, 7th? I think we're getting close to getting it finished and then do our own editing, and then we turn it over to an editor. I'm hoping November, but I don't know. Right before I got online, I got a text from my writing partner, and he's like, do you have time to talk? And whenever he sends me a text like that, I always feel like, oh, I'm being called to the principal's office. Yep, I can be 57 years old and still be activated by a simple text. But yeah, so second book, if you haven't read my first book, it's on my website. And it's about two sisters who live in a fictitious county just north of where I live. One carries a badge and the other has awakening spiritual gifts. They're in a band together, and there's a stalker after them. So that book came out last November, and the new one is coming out. Gosh darn golly, I hope it comes out this fall or early winter. And it continues with the two sisters. But the sister who has spiritual gifts is really opening up. I mean, her gifts have just like expanded. And there's, I don't want to say too much. But the story does continue. It's the same characters. And there's some new really fun characters in the second book that one of them I'm convinced is going to have her own book. In the, sometime in the series, she's going to be the focus of the novel. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye because at 12:30, I actually join my friend Piper and Monica, who's here watching, and we do a meditation, a breathing exercise. If you're ever interested in that, reach out to me and I will connect you with Piper for that. It's a wonderful midweek. It's perfect for me after True North Tuesday because, my elevated central nervous system needs to calm down just a touch after I finish this, and that always helps me. So I hope you're all having a blessed day. Love and light to all of you. Watch for the podcast to come out on Thursday. And if you're trying to figure out how to fit into all this, sign up for my newsletter. Go to my website at www.laurielynnsee.com. Sign up for the newsletter, and it will explain what we're doing here at the Inner Compass. So I hope you're all having a blessed day. Love and light to all of you. Bye.